Eve and I were very good friends. She was a strange girl and barely had any friends when I met her in high school. I had started in 8th grade, rather than 7th, so nearly everyone in my grade at that point had formed their own cliches. I found myself being classified under the lazy stoners. I had talked to Eve once, through Facebook. She was not a happy girl. I had just met her, and she was spilling all of her secrets about self-loathing, self-harm, suicidal thoughts and the like. I felt bad for her. My heart ached since I sympathized with what she was dealing with. We became friends, started hanging out at school and outside. After a while, Eve changed. It was more of an eerie change than anything. She started growing possessive of me, saying that I couldn't hang around other people. She told me that she loved me and couldn't live without me. At the time, there were no red flags going off in my head. She was my friend who had lived a not-so-easy life thus far and was just happy to finally have someone there for her. It got out of control when she gave me the silent treatment for a week after I got a boyfriend. "But he's not even good for you," she'd say after her silence. "He doesn't treat you right." Which was wrong. He treated me like a princess and spoiled me silly and reminded me of my beauty inside and out. "It's not going to last, you know it." She was right. The relationship lasted all of 1 month and 3 days, because Eve decided she had to say something to him. To this day, I still don't know what she said that possessed him to leave. We were happy, or so I thought. Somewhere along the timeline of our friendship, my dad died of a heart attack. She was very supportive, and I will be forever grateful for her support and love during that time. Something broke inside of her, I think, seeing me like that. She had started taking copious amounts of drugs and became distant. 2 months later, she moved to a different province with her mother. She had been raped. We still spoke occasionally, but she seemed to be doing well enough, but the paranoia of a rapist coming to find her spooked her. I stayed up countless nights talking to her on the phone about everything. It hurt to hear some of those things. Once she told me that she had gotten raped, she told her mother what happened, and the mother yelled at her, saying it was her fault for being raped, and she bet she enjoyed it anyway. I've met Eve's mother before, and she is one of the sweetest moms I've ever met. And plus, she's a great cook. I could not see her saying anything so cruel to her only daughter. I withdrew after that, not sure what to make of the whole ordeal. But one night, man, this is where I just could not be her friend anymore. One night, I got a Facebook message from her. It started off normal enough. We were talking about our days. Then, it took a turn. She started telling me how much she loved me, and not just as a friend. She said the thought of anyone touching her body again made her feel sick, but she loved the feel of my hands on her. Things like that. I had never not once seen Eve under that light. Pretty much all of my friends know that I am bisexual, but Eve never gave me the slightest hint towards her sexuality, so I just assumed that she was straight. Up until that point, she never talked to anyone romantically or sexually, now that I think about it. My replies became less frequent and more hostile the longer the conversation went on. Something was off. I'm not sure how to explain it, but something just did not feel right about the situation. My gut was right. She started talking about getting raped again by her original abuser, and then taking the rape kit at the hospital. I was not for this plan. She said she had found somebody willing to help her. His name is Alex. Right off the bat, I hated Alex. He wanted sexual favors in return for helping her. I told her my distaste for this plan, and how I was willing to help in any way I possibly could, as long as the plan didn't involve her getting hurt again. At this point, it just seemed so ridiculous to me, so I started texting her cell phone. No answer. After a while, Eve said she was going to go see Alex that night, and instead he was going to help her kill herself. I started panicking. I don't remember all that had happened that night. My mind was racing and my adrenaline was pumping like crazy. All I knew was that I had to save Eve. I started spam calling and texting Eve's phone, but I only got her voicemail. I checked to see if she was still logged onto Facebook. She wasn't. I called and called. 20 or so minutes later, I received a text from an unknown number. I did a reverse lookup of the number and found out that it was from the same place Eve was living at. It said something along the lines of, if you keep calling her, you're just going to make it worse for her. I asked, who is this? To which I got the laughing emoji and a detailed text message about tying my friend up, drugging her, and using her like the little whore she was. The text involved details about the things whoever on the other line wanted to do to her. I won't say anything, but there was something he mentioned about a curling iron. I freaked out. I instantly looked up the area's police number and immediately dialed after reading the text. I was crying when the operator answered. Bless her heart, she was remaining calm and wasn't pushing me for too many details at once. I explained the situation to her, my suicidal friend, the rape, her guy friend, the Facebook messages, and finally the text. She asked me where my friend lived, which I didn't know. I gave her my friend's cell phone number instead. They found her location and asked me for my number so as to call me back. Between all of the stress, adrenaline, and fear, I accidentally gave them my old phone number, so they never called me back. I did get a text message from Eve's phone about 30 minutes later. It said, "Why did you call the cops on me? The whole house was sleeping when they got here." I was so confused. But the unknown number knew that I had been texting her cell phone. How could they have known if she had her cell phone with her? Absolutely nothing added up. I cried all night. I had nightmares about what the unknown number said to me. Every night, I'd imagine myself being tortured and used by a masked man. That night, I had called my best friend. I told him everything about what happened in between sobs. He comforted me and confirmed that I wasn't going crazy and that I hadn't just made the whole thing up. I made sure to screenshot everything and send it to him. He agreed that nothing added up about what she said the whole conversation, and even after that as well. It's been nearly a year since this occurred. I feel bad, judge me all you want, but I blocked her number after that. I blocked all 3 of her Facebook accounts, blocked everything I could. Every couple of months or so, I'll get a call from an unknown number. I never answer it. The voicemail consists of her telling me how much she loves me. Creepy part is, I changed my phone and my phone number twice since then. Just last week, I got a message request on Facebook from a profile bearing her name. It explained how she will never forget me. I left a mark on her, a mark that was never going to go away. More rambling about her overflowing love for me. I just need to see your face. You're so special to me. It ended with her telling me she was back. I blocked that new account too. I'm so sorry, Eve, but please, let's not meet again.